Next up, we have Anna Kaplan. Anna is the Executive Director of Graycliff. With a background in curating, entrepreneurship, and cultural leadership, Anna has shaped the regional arts scene through her gallery work and roles at the Albright Knox. Since joining Graycliff in 2019, she's guided one of Western New York's most beloved historic sites through a period of transformation and growth. Anna will take us on a journey through the evolving story of Graycliff and the enduring legacy of Frank Lloyd Wright. Overlooking the shores of Lake Erie, Graycliff is a remarkable Wright-designed estate. Anna will share insights into the thoughtful stewardship and revitalization efforts that continue to preserve this architectural gem. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Amy. All right. Let's start from the beginning. At first glance, this photo may look like a group of intrepid bathers many decades ago, but if you have an eagle eye, you'll see what my story is actually about. The home that sits atop the cliff. In this photo, it is right above the head of the male child, to his right and the far left of the image. The home is, of course, Graycliff, designed in 1926 by Frank Lloyd Wright for the Martin family of Buffalo. Isabel and Darwin Martin, to be more specific. And two of those three children in the previous photo were their grandkids and summer inhabitants of this fantastic house high on the cliff overlooking Lake Erie. This is the main house of Graycliff being constructed. It's important to note how Wright integrated the landscape, most notably the lake, and the location atop a cliff into his design. A truly fantastic example of Wright's lifelong vision of what he called organic architecture. Designed as a summer retreat away from their city home on Jewett Parkway, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump from where we are now. The home's materials, layout, and virtually every design decision seeks to integrate the architecture into the surrounding landscape and create the seamlessness between the two that cannot be ignored. So I'm up here today representing the third owners of this magnificent property, Graycliff Conservancy, which for nearly 30 years now has been accessible to the public. After an era being lived in, used, loved, and altered, the site has gone through an extensive restoration period and it is now a historic house museum. And we also have a vision to be something more than that, a community space where visitors come together to experience, learn, find inspiration, and create meaningful connections through the intersection of architecture, nature, and history. And it is with that vision that it's an exciting time for major change at Graycliff as we are in the process of building a brand new visitor center. We broke ground this past November on new facilities that will support all that we currently do and allow for so much more, and a space that was designed with Wright in mind. I should have simply said visitor center, though, instead of brand new visitor center, because what you're looking at now is the building that has functioned as Graycliff's visitor pavilion for the last 20 plus years. And it was a result of a strategic decision to repurpose a building erected by the owners who purchased the property from the Martins in the early 50s, a group of Pierist fathers who made Graycliff their home for nearly 50 years. So that white-looking building in the foreground is a structure you saw in the last slide, and it's been spiffed up and used as our pavilion since the early 2000s. But the fathers did more than just build these extra buildings. They adjusted the right design structure. So what you're looking at here on top is the house that the fathers created out of Wright's design, and below is the result of decades of restoration. But we need to remember that the fathers did an incredibly important thing, and they are the reason that Graycliff exists today and is open to the public. By maintaining the site for 50 years and recognizing its historic purpose when it was time to move on. And this building is the last physical presence on the property, which brings us back to our visitor center. It's important to note that the old building will still be there, though completely unrecognizable. And here you see the layout for the new building. In red is the original building, which has been incorporated into the plan of selective demolition that will give us a beautiful, new, and functional space. And here she is, the result of a collaborative design between Situ, it's based in Brooklyn, and HHL Architects, with landscape elements by Bayer Landscape. And it was not an easy task to create new architecture for a design-centered organization that is respectful of the historic structures. It takes inspiration from them, complements them, but does not outshine. And I feel that they really hit the mark. The building itself has been designed to further Wright's philosophy of organic architecture, taking cues from his use of materials, framing of the landscape, as well as Wright's buildings, while incorporating contemporary technology. And this is what the site currently looks like. After getting through the challenges of a tough winter and wet spring, we are now well underway and on track to be completed by year end. The plan is to open in 2026, which is the centennial anniversary of Wright's design for the property. LaChase Construction is a general contractor, and we are in excellent hands. And it's all about the details. The walls of the new addition have been designed to be concrete stamped with wood grain, so infusing this industrial medium with a touch of the organic. So here you see the board forms, that they will be poured imminently. So we can't wait to move into this new space. It's going to open up all sorts of new possibilities for our organization. And what's even more exciting is that Wright's architecture will be in dialogue for the very first time with contemporary architecture. And we are still open for tours during all this construction chaos, so things are a little bit different, but the experience of the historic main house has been preserved, and summer is a perfect time to visit. So come visit us on a guided tour, and definitely plan to come back when the new visitor center opens to the public in 2026.